Hey, how are you all doing? I'm hoping that you guys are having a great day today. Hope you are. Are we having a great day today? Or did we have a great day today? Good evening, Melanie, Christina, Boomer D, Kelly, Mickey G. Thank you guys so much for being here. I really do appreciate it. I really, really do. Christina said, I'm here. Kelly says, hello, everybody. Mickey G says, hi, kids. And the kids, we are going to get this started. Again, thank you guys so much for being here. I'm sorry about last week. Randy, how are you doing? Thank you so much for being here. So I got to acknowledge you. Matter of fact, I got that turned down. I got to do it again. Acknowledge me. You have been acknowledged. Thank you so much for being here. You guys are so wonderful, and I really appreciate the fact that you're here. And I had to turn that up again. Let's do it one more time. Acknowledge me. You have been acknowledged. Thank you so much. Let me do one more thing here. And that's give me a second here. Huh? You're buffering. I'm buffering? Yeah. Am I okay out there, you guys? My son said that I am buffering, and I want to make sure everything is good.
Christine said, I typed first. Where's my acknowledgement?
Oh, you know what? You did. And so you know what, Christina? Acknowledge me. You have been acknowledged. And Randy and Melanie, Regina, and Mickey G, this is also for you. Acknowledge me. You have been acknowledged. I am acknowledging that you are here.
Says you're lagging.
I am lagging.
I told you the internet here is
The internet here is terrible. It is just downright
and I have
horrible.
1 gigabyte. I don't
So
understand.
we need to call Spectrum. They're really gonna make me switch to Google real quick if this keeps happening, because this is ridiculous. Corey, is Corey here? Corey, welcome to the chat, bro. Acknowledge me. How's Dolly? Acknowledge me. Thank you guys so much for being here. Sound is good, video not moving well. I have got to figure out why that is. I don't
Is it the
understand.
web camera?
I don't know. Maybe is it the web camera? Ooh, we are lagging. Look,
Yeah, you're lagging really,
ew, that's
bad.
bad.
You know, camera.
I got another camera. I don't know if that'll make a difference though, because I don't think it's really the camera. I think it's our I don't know, maybe it's our internet because our it's just horrible.
So it's connected.
Now, what's the speed though? I'm sorry, we're getting ready to run an internet test because I can't understand why this internet is just running horrible. I am so sorry. Adrian, how are you doing? Thank you so much for being here. Acknowledge me. You have been acknowledged. Thank you so much for being here. We got 18 people here in the chat. My son Cody is here, and I just hate that my our internet is so crappy right now. Everybody, let's say hello to Adrian in the house. Uh, thank you so much for being here. We thank you all so much for being here. I know I didn't go live last week. I worked all week, and when I say 7 days, it was 7 days, and I just could not go live because I was just that tired.
You're
Uh,
frozen.
even though the audio chopped out
You're
the
frozen.
time, I'm frozen.
Yeah.
Let it go. Let it
We're gonna have
go.
to
The
redo a part.
internet has to know. You know what? I may have to restart and figure out why my internet is acting the way it's acting. I don't understand this. And usually it's pretty bad that we have better internet when we were in the living room than we do when we come back here. And ever since we came back here, it's just been choppy.
Oh no, it says receiving only 602.
And it should be more than that.
Yeah.
We were testing, Jen's testing the internet speed, and we're getting weak speed. This is not good. I'm gonna have to fix this. I am so sorry. I should have just ran a test on this first. Um, we're glad to see you too. It's your internet, not a cam problem. Yes, you're right, dolls. It is the internet.
Retest it.
We're gonna retest. Hold on. Give me a second here.
Don't hang up or anything on it. I know, right? Like seriously, I got the most expensive internet plan they got. It's costing me an arm and a leg for a 1 GB in speed, and I'm getting this crap. I'm getting 742 megapixels, and I'm supposed to be getting 1 GB.
Yeah, it's not supposed to be like this at all. Um, Kristen, how are you doing? Thank you so much for being here.
Acknowledge me.
Thank you so much for being here. And do we think I'm wondering if we could get through this? Do you guys think we can? Because I had an interesting topic I want to talk. Um, when we're doing the spirit box
Now you're
session,
moving a bit.
that's good. So maybe we can go on. Maybe. Let's see what happens because today's topic is when we're doing the spirit box session, are we talking to spirits or are we talking to aliens? I'm still curious because lately I've been doing testing outside to see who comes through and a trip because we could do, and if you do spirit box sessions yourself, especially if you are a paranormal investigator, because I'm when, but Kelly, fine by me. Thank you, Kelly. Um, if you do spirit box sessions, um, go outside, um, and just go like let's say a park or someplace like that, and conduct a spirit box session and see who comes through. Uh, and I always try to find now a remote place where people basically don't even go and see who comes through, and you'd be surprised what you get. It's crazy, but then it makes me wonder, are we talking to spirits or are we talking to aliens? You know, just something to think about because, there's a lot of people that they believe in ghosts but don't believe in UFOs, or they believe in UFOs but don't believe in Bigfoot and cryptids, or believe in Bigfoot and cryptids and don't believe in the other stuff. And what I always try to tell people is try to have an open mind because just because we haven't seen it doesn't mean it's not there. And there's been way too many people that have seen things for it not to be real. These are not
Boomer.
always figments of our imagination. Big Boomer said, well, I have a good answer for that. I'm waiting to hear this one, or at least see it. But Christina said, well, there's dead people all over the place. It doesn't matter whether people were there now, and matters of people were there before or ever. And you're right. That's why I did a series called The Dead Walks Among Us. No matter if you go to a public park or if you go just anywhere and just do a random spirit box session, you'll be surprised the answers that you get. And in some places, something had happened there. We went to a public park where, in all actuality, a 16-year-old kid was shot and, had his life, so. And we at the time did not know who this kid was. And his name came through in the spirit box, and so that was validity right there because then Jen did her homework and decided to look this kid up and found out, yeah, this is who it was. And he came through on our spirit box. We knew nothing about him. So yeah, Mary, how are you doing? Thank you so much for being here. Lunar Eclair.
Acknowledge me.
Thank you so much for being here.
I think most communications are spiritual communications. However, if the alien is deceased, I believe you can talk to them.
Yeah, and I believe that too. Just because we don't talk alien, maybe some aliens,
we don't know what they talk like.
Right, we don't know what they talk like.
We don't know them.
They might know what we talk like. And so they interpret language, maybe they're kind of bilingual, like we have to learn Spanish, and they have to learn English. I mean, just something to think about. And I've been thinking about this for a lot lately. you know, um, and just recently, my friend Ghost Dog had seen something in the sky, and he got it on video. Everybody's been seeing these. I want to say drones, uh, but he actually caught one on video when he was out working, and so if you ever slide over to Haunted Trucking, check out that video that he's got.
He was doing a live stream.
He was doing a live stream, and it was on the live stream. So it's crazy. Check out the live stream he did, and it's interesting. Corey said maybe aliens know all languages. I agree. Every language out there, I think the aliens already know. So they can interpret what we're saying. We just can interpret what they're saying, unless like some of us go to school for it. Whether you go to school to learn French or German, Dutch, Russian, Spanish, we all got to
actually
learn
don't know
something.
what they sound like or
Right.
what
We don't know what they
language
sound
they
like.
are.
Right. So maybe they are coming through. And so now when I do a spirit box session, it just makes me wonder, who are we talking to? Just something to think about. And even when I watch other people do spirit box sessions, I think the same thing. Is that who's really coming through for them? Christina said, I believe though that all spirits can talk spirit talk, no matter what language they spoke originally, and you can understand them, especially through the third eye. Lit Hot Tamara, how are you doing?
There's text.
And Tex, how are you doing? And this is for both of you.
Acknowledge me.
You both have been acknowledged, and I love to. You guys go by. I'm gonna put Tex's link in here also. Go by, check out Tex Front Porch. I'm learning more and more every time I watch Tex about cryptids and Bigfoot and because and aliens period, because I've really gotten interested in this stuff now. Especially and all the years that we've been doing spirit box sessions, and it just made me wonder, who are we really talking to? Just something to really think about. Boomer G said, if you caught my last live, you'll know what I'm saying. Okay, you know what? I did catch your last live, and I do know what you're saying. Lit Hot Tamara said, oh, I'm okay. That's good to see you. Diane G said, hi, everyone. Happy Sunday night. Thank you so much.
Acknowledge me.
Letting you see that you have been acknowledged. Text Front Push says, I think aliens sound like, yo, Adrian. I did it! And when you go out with the guys, on they rendezvous. Danny Wolf, how are you doing, Danny?
Acknowledge me.
So yeah, I was just always interested in that. Danny, it's good to see you. Danny says spirit boxes are just portals. Portals are made by your your intentions, which is very true. You're the one opening it. If you believe they can use it, they will. Basically, they will. The doors don't forget to close it. Yes, because gotta remember, a spirit box is just like using a Ouija board, except the spirit box is actually easier to open and close than a Ouija board. A Ouija board, there's a little more to that, you know. So I agree with Danny 100%, which is one of the reasons why I don't even use a Ouija board anymore. And I have
don't.
at one time, actually two times in my life when I was younger. I'll never do it again. So, it's kind of tit for tat. Christina says, "Hi, my love. Danny, hope you're feeling better." Kelly said, "Hey, Uncle Danny, hello." "Hi, hon." "Nope, still sick." "Danny, you sick?"
Aw, send in prayers.
I send in prayers your way, man. God bless you. I'm hoping that you get better. I hope you do. I really do. So, anybody would you like to have a spirit box session tonight? Let's see how many yays or nays we get. But I've just always been wondering that. And I wanted to keep you on the riff, as to what we were going to do tonight. Yeah, Diane said, "Ain't that sweet? Ain't that so sweet?"
Hi, Jason.
Jason Finch, how are you doing? Fallen
Acknowledge
Angel,
me. Acknowledge
thank you so
me.
much. Regina says yes. Danny said, "Hi, Mary. Hi, Tex. Hi, RPI. Hi, Boomer. Hugs, Diane."
Like Christine.
Christina, why are you talking in my voice? I guess I guess I got it like that. I hope not.
Hi, K-Dog.
K-Dog, how are you doing?
Acknowledge me.
So, Boomer said, "Are you going to
Have a
have a
discussion
discussion on
on
this?" Yes, as a matter of fact, you know what,
Well,
Boomer? I would like
put a
to
link.
send you up. Um, Let me do this.
Put a link.
Should I put it in the chat or no? Okay. So let me do this.
No, not there. All right, in the middle. No, no, no.
Right here?
No, where the arrow is next to the this. No,
Oh, right here.
there. He did it, folks.
Wait a minute. That's the wrong one. Do it this way.
There you go.
Okay. Okay, now, Boomer.
If anybody wants to talk about the discussion, let us know.
Now, I put a link in there. So, Boomer, and even Tex, if you'd like to come up for a few minutes, especially you, Tex, come on up.
Hi, Mom of an Angel.
Mom of an Angel, how are you doing?
Acknowledge me.
Fallen, if you'd like to come up, come on up because I would like to have a panel on this. Danny, if you'd like to come up, we'd love to have you too. That's why I put the link in the chat this time. If you want to come up, come on. You are the next contestant on The Price is Wrong. No, I'm just kidding.
Wow, babe.
But yeah, I just wanted to talk about this and get your opinions because, hey, everybody's opinion is very
She
valuable.
said, "I'm not gonna get the."
I'm not going to.
No, he put it in the chat.
I put it in the chat. So hit that link on the chat, Christina, and come on down. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. K-Dog, me and the Oklahoma State Red Cross went to California. We came back and had to refill supplies. Hey, K-Dog, I salute you. Thank you so much for what you did in California. Everybody, let's give K-Dog a round of applause because he went to California
And help with the fire.
helped out with the firemen, the firefighters,
Firefighters.
or the fire department and the people in California. My bad. But that's for you there, K-Dog.
Hi,
Thank you
Wolf
so
and
much.
Hound.
Wolf and Hound, how are you doing? I'm so glad to see you guys. That's another good channel right there.
Acknowledge
You
me.
have been acknowledged. Thank you.
Greg.
Greg Ogles, Relic Films. Hi, Mickey. Greg Ogles, thank you so much also for being here.
Acknowledge me.
You have been acknowledged. I thank you guys so much. So yeah, if you did you get that link? I sent a link in there. I'd love to have you come up and let's talk about this because this is something I'd like to talk about. Wolf and Hound just erased the message. You got it before I could. Whoop, whoop. That's what Mama Angel said. So let's do this again. Okay. Now, this way, if you did not get that link, it's right there one more time. So Christina, Boomer, Tex, even Danny Wolf, even Randy.
Danny says he's going to bed. Not feeling very well.
Oh, you're not feeling good, Danny? Hey, I hope you get better. Everybody, just show some love, Danny. Thank you, Danny.
Prayers.
You know, Wolf and Hound, if you'd like to come up, hit that link right there, man, and come on up because that's what our topic is. I can't. I'm naked. That makes one of us. So yeah, if you want to, just come on up, hit that link. I'd love to have you up here and just talk about it, because I've just always been curious, as to who are we really talking to when we do these spirit box sessions. Just something to think about. Now, next week, I'm gonna go back to filming again. There's a couple places I'm gonna go. One of them is gonna be there's a gentleman that's buried here. I think I told you this before. His name was Mel Waiters, and he's buried not too far from where we live. And I didn't notice at the time. And I actually knew Mel Waiters, So if you don't know who he was a Southern blues singer, and he did one of his biggest hits came in the early 90s when he did a song called Hole in the Wall, which featured another friend of mine, Big Rob, who did the talk box. And but yeah, he was Southern blues and he died of cancer. But I actually knew him personally. So, it would be I'm going to do that. Oh, Tex said beat us shortly. That'd be great, Tex. I am glad to hear that. We'd love to have you up here. And then there's another place I'm going to go. I don't want to give that detail yet until I go. How you doing, Boomer?
All right, till Zoom started being a pain in the butt. Oh, is that loud?
Yeah, I think maybe it's because I got my speakers too loud.
He has his.
Maybe my microphone's up way too loud. How's that? Better?
That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, we were doing karaoke earlier, so we were really wailing out. So.
Oh, I didn't even know.
All up.
I was out. We had to go and get another. Well, not another PlayStation 2, but get his PlayStation 2 fixed.
Right.
And this is what's a blessing though, because when I went there, I explained everything that was wrong with it. The guy fixed. I took 5 of them to him. I told him he could keep 3 of them, but I just wanted 2 of them fixed. So he fixed the 2 for me and didn't charge me.
Wow. Cool. Yeah, so I couldn't get in here on the app version, so I had to go with the so it's set up a little different here. I'm not used to it, so if I make a mistake, forgive me.
Yeah, I'm still lagging
because for some reason when I click the link, I usually get on through the app. It usually automatically loads up because I have the app downloaded on here. But for some reason, I tried like 4 times. It wouldn't load through the app, so I had to go through the website to get on here. So, and it's all different. It's set up kind of like the phone version. And I might click something I shouldn't or something, but forgive me if I screw things up.
No. It is all good. Let me find. Because I'm right now I'm on Facebook, and I'm looking up Christina.
Would you like me to wait till you got some others up here? before I go into this long, drawn out explanation of what I
No, no, you're good. K-Dog said, I'm hungry, y'all.
I just got done mowing down a meatball sub.
I just had
mini meatball
sub yesterday, and then we took it and made spaghetti today with it.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah,
I only had enough time to run into Dollar General, grab a few things real quick because my niece had to get to work. So grab me a few bags of the Italian meatballs, and stuff like that. Grab what I could last till the 6th till I can do real grocery shopping, but they're not bad. They're not bad. They're only about the size of friggin' foosball balls, but
what's the Great Value?
No, they're they're a name brand if I remember right, but I got them at Dollar General. That they come in the small green bags, frozen.
Yeah, I know. I bought those before. So
so they're pretty good. They're nice and they're nice and they got just enough spice to them. So Anyway, enough about meatballs. We're not here for meatballs, right?
Right.
My bad. Anyway,
Greg Ogles said hot baths are good for the back and for the soul. Yes, it is. It is good.
Yeah, today's the first time I actually ate real food, K-Dog, in almost a week. So, because I haven't been able to get out shopping because it's so damn cold. But
man, I know it is, man. God bless y'all. Y'all going through it up there. I've been watching
the temperatures.
I can't complain because you got people complaining.
Yeah. We're dealing with some pretty bad temperatures, but we haven't gotten a lot of snow, which is surprising. So I'm not bitching about it. I don't like snow anyway.
Are we okay? Can you see us okay? Because
you're a little skippity dippity, but you're coming through, and it is kind of.
It's still
but
kind of.
You haven't lost signal or anything. You haven't dropped out that I know of, so you're doing good there.
Okay.
I just wish I could get on the Zoom. Actually, I might be able to. Hang on, I might be able to do that now that I'm on here. Nope, it's not bringing your live stream up. That's weird. Damn. Usually it should have you in a list. Because I'm already in the live stream.
Randy from RPIA Paranormal said, was some of ours, Boomer?
Nope. Don't need it. Don't want it.
Carrie and Corey said, where you at, Boomer? In Northeast Ohio? Here we had minus 30 wind chills last week. No, Boomer's in New York.
Upstate New York. Yeah. Right in the freaking, right dead center of the most southern border of PA is where Elmira is.
Wow, you're right there.
But anyhow, to explain what I meant in the chat, where if you saw my most recent live stream, right? Mm-hmm. You'll see, where I did the live CCTs while the app was running. All right. Mm-hmm. So in seeing that, that's where it's going to make sense to you guys. Because my answer is, if you guys seen that, there wasn't any alien standing there playing with my phone, right? Okay, first part. So if that phone is going off and it's set for EMF, right? What would be the natural,
right?
What would be the first thing you would naturally think of that would be working the app who you can't see?
Right.
that's not a rhetorical question.
Right.
What would be left?
And
Spirits, right?
spirits.
So now I have no hands-on experience with like alien stuff or anything like that. Okay, so I can't say one way or the other about the existence of aliens. Okay, not gonna say they exist or don't exist, and I'm not gonna throw out what I believe because that doesn't matter in this case. Okay,
Right.
so when we're speaking to, first of all, when you're using spirit communication devices, no matter what it is, whether it's a SB7 or otherwise, you're picking up signals from everywhere. Those things pick up radio signals, walkie-talkie signals, it's signals anywhere, right? So if there is alien existence within our atmosphere, okay, which is as far as any signal will reach, because once you're out of the atmosphere, like in space, okay, radio signals, basic radio signals like what we get, ain't gonna reach that far. Okay, so one, if it's alien communication, they would have to be within our atmosphere.
Right.
And so I can't speak on that because, I don't know. But when it comes to spiritual communication, I can speak on that because that's something that I've been experiencing for over 50 years.
Right.
So when I have this app open and I'm asking questions and they're answering them directly, like they're giving me direct answers to direct. See how I set it up? I use that app that I call the app. It's called EMF Says, right? It's set up like the Simon Says thing. Now,
right,
it's activated by an EMF sensor within the device, my cell phone. Okay. So the only way, unless I hit it, because it also operates on geosensor, but the other app I have, it allows you to set for EMF only, or also you can put the other setting on as well, which that setting geo setting that measures vibrations. Okay, so if I don't have the geo sensor on and I only have the EMF sensor on and that alarm goes off, only one thing can set that alarm off: an EMF that has the ability to travel, to move from one spot to the other. Okay, devices don't have that. The EMF that comes off from our devices, each device has a certain limitation of how far the EMF goes out and how powerful it is, how strong it is. Okay, so eliminating all devices, the only thing that would set off that alarm that emits EMF would be a spirit energy, right? I can't I can't see I can't speak on it because I don't know, maybe it does exist, but alien technology, I can't see the alien technology being able to hone in on a specific device to activate it to answer a specific question for 5 hours long. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I warned you about the lengthy explanation here.
No.
So
you're fine.
In relation to the title,
I'm
your question
here also.
To answer the question, I think the majority of the communications we get back, especially when you see evidence of them answering specific questions on specific topics only you and them would know, I have to say at least 99% of that communication would have to be spirit.
Right.
As far as the stuff that comes through on those devices, or even some apps that work that way, I think it's possible that we may be picking up chatter, just like we pick up radio station chatter, CB chatter. We could be picking up chatter from outside,
Right.
some alien, with some, connecting to some alien technology. I think that's possible. But when you ask, are we talking to aliens or are we talking to spirits? I know I'm talking to spirits because only I know the answers to the questions I ask them. And when they respond with the proper answer to that question, I know it's got to be them. Unless there's a whole lot of mind reading aliens out there. But you know what I'm saying?
Right. And I agree with you on that, because if they're responding to you, then you definitely. So I agree with that.
Right.
I'm just saying in general, though, the ones that's not really responding to me, but basically, and there's times where I'll do a spirit, and you'll have the spirit ask me a question.
Right. That's the chatter that's the chatter I'm talking about.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, that's why I leave the door open sometimes, because you don't know who it is that's really coming to it.
Right.
Especially unless they, respond. Then
Right.
So, but that's why
see that right there, what you're discussing, this topic is exactly the reason I don't like or trust spirit communication devices like SP7s and things like that, because you don't know what you're getting, because you very well could be getting something other than spirit communicating to you. I want just the spirits communicating to me. That's why these apps that I only use 2 apps, and I only use the EMF features of them. And if I get a response on these apps, I know it can only be the response from a spirit, a disembodied individual. Because only they would know the yes and no colors, for one. When I do it on the EMF says, I ask yes or no questions. I designated specific colors for each answer. One color for yes, the other color for no. So when I have my little residential spirits here, 2 of them being young children, they're the ones that are usually communicating with me. The others don't. They just avoid me. I don't know why. I'm such a nice guy. Yeah. Anyway, so it's usually it's all right.
I didn't laugh. That was Jen.
I know who it was. Damn it. So when I'm communicating with Sarah and Billy, who love playing with this particular program on this app, only they know, like, I already know the answers to half the questions I'm asking. So I'm literally just sitting here waiting for that response. And when I get that response 5 times in a row, that coming back with the right answer 5 times in a row, I can only be convinced that I'm talking to who I think I'm talking to.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Corey said mind reading aliens could be out there. If they're higher intelligence, who's to say they can't?
Could be.
Humans only access a fraction of our brains, which is true.
Yeah, and that's why I said right from the get-go, I'm not one to say yay or nay on those.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Well,
it's possible. But here, with this, it's not possible that it's anything other than a spirit connecting with the device, because they have to physically touch it. They have to take their energy and use it to come in contact with the device for it to activate. As you can see, I have it on right now. Well, you can't see it because I don't have the camera sharing, but I have the app on right now, and it hasn't gone off because there's nothing, there's no EMF coming in contact with it. But when it does go off, I know it's got to be a spirit energy because there's no other EMF energy in my room that can move to there, you know, that can move around, basically. You know what I'm saying?
Dawes Dolly said they do not need these devices to communicate with us. Like I said, they have ways of communicating with you, especially when it's a message they need to get to someone that they love and is important. It's people, if people want proof, so those ghost hunters came up with these devices, which is true. And then Kelly said aliens have technology that we couldn't even wrap our brains around. Who knows? And that's true too.
Yeah, I mean, now see,
we're slowly.
Yeah, that's what I'll give into. She's making a statement of truth. You know, she's making a statement, but we haven't. None of us, nobody on this earth has come in contact with any of that. So you can't say for certainty that that is something. Now, it is a big possibility. If we can design the things we design, if our government can fabricate the things we fabricate here, I believe that it's possible that there's other alien beings out there in our galaxy doing better than what we do. I believe that's possible, but nobody can state for a fact that that is happening. Like, we can't say, oh, they got technology that we don't have. We don't know that. Who can know that? Have you sat down and had dinner and talked about it with them? You know, that's what I don't get. People that are like saying it for fact. You almost sound like flat earthers. You know what I'm saying? When you state it as fact like that, I can't buy into that. I know it's possible. Anything's possible in this world. If us being here is possible, anything could be possible. But do you think there's people on the moon saying, you know what? I know there's people on that earth. I know it. Well, they don't know because they've never been here. You know what I'm saying? I said moon. I meant Mars. You know, if there's Martians on Mars, you know, if we don't know they're there, how do they know we're here? You know what I'm saying? So they're probably doing the same thing we're doing. You know, they're probably sitting around making theories and stuff like that. Saying, you know what, there could be Earthlings out there, but you know what, I can't be sure because I never met one. You know what I'm
saying? I did a video the other day and I wanted to share. I was just looking up information and they said that they just passed a law this year that the government, yeah. Sorry, I'm not feeling well, so
I'm sorry. It's habit. I pick on New York.
So my my voice is gonna be worse than normal. Boomer, sorry. But they put in a new law this year that all governments, all the governments have to make public record any paranormal activity or UFO activity or anything that they pick up or that they know about, not only going forward, but they have to release whatever they had before. So the fact that they put it into a law makes me think they have information that they never were going to share with us, you know, until people started probing and prodding, you know.
That's possible. Yeah. I mean, having firsthand knowledge of how the government works to a certain level, I can only go to a certain level, but at that level, I even know that there is shit out there our government does and knows that the general public don't. So yeah, but my question is, when they say that they're making a law that you have to report this kind, are they talking about like us, like
No,
Like, are they going to come in here with a white jacket, haul me out, and say, we want to use your psychic abilities?
no, that the
They did that in the 70s.
Yeah. No, the law is for any governments who find any information about paranormal activity, crashes of
Yeah, but that's what I mean.
can't explain and all this stuff, they have to make it
If-
public knowledge.
If the government discovers
Yeah.
that I have evidence of spiritual communication, which is a paranormal event, that I have evidence of paranormal event, does that mean I got to turn it over to them? I mean, the only way government is going to get knowledge of it is if other people come forward with it.
Yeah, or
You know what I'm saying?
well, from what I understood, it's people do go to the government with things they can't explain.
Yeah.
So
right.
It's whatever the government has, they have to make the public knowledge. They can't hide it from us, basically.
Hey, I want to welcome Greg Ogles here to the show. Greg, how are you doing?
Doing well, and it's Ogles.
How are you?
But it's a common mistake. Doing great. How are you guys?
Give me a second. I may have to bounce off here and try to get back on the app version because this is driving me nuts with all this. So I'll be right back.
Okay, Boomer.
Yeah, I'm used to seeing the whole screen, not this crap. So I'll be right back. Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay, no problem. No harm, no foul. Great.
Hey.
What do you think?
Well, okay. First of all, I think there's all sorts of entities that's in our universe that we can't see. And some of some of those entities were they once alive, live humans? Very possible. But there's shadow people of all different sorts. There's higher vibrational people. There's all sorts of entities in this universe, right? So, the ones that I think would be communicating a little closer, would be a little closer to our vibrational range. And they could either be loved ones from the past, a ghost, or probably more than likely they're another entity that just knows about those people or you. So I don't necessarily think they would be aliens.
Are you talking more like deities and elementals?
Yeah, there's elementals that's out there. There's like shadow people. I've seen shadow people most definitely. So I do have the opinion that we don't exactly know who we would be talking to because we don't know if the entity is truthful on the other side that we're talking to. We don't exactly know. So if they're truthful, well, we don't have any reason to believe they are or are not. But
big if.
Yeah. So, I do think that those toys that I call all electronics and things like that, toys, I do think these toys are very useful in showing that there are other entities that are out there, whether we want to call them ghosts or shadow people, elementals, whatever description we want to give them, they're outside of our vibrational range and we can see them or we can hear them, and sometimes we can see them. Sometimes. So,
Can y'all see me? Speaking of seeing.
Yes. How are you, Tex?
Speaking of ghosts,
I cannot see you unless you're as black as me.
Well, I'm striving to be, but it ain't happening.
Tex is like me right now. I look like terrible, so I don't have my camera. But I'm here, guys. Hello to everyone in chat if I didn't say hello to you.
Hello, Christina and son.
Ghost. What I do.
It's nice to meet you, Greg.
Good to meet you too.
It's lovely to see you again, Tex.
Lovely to see you too. As soon as I
Even though
get
they
my
can't.
camera working.
Yeah, I'm so sorry for that,
I
guys.
was gonna say she's being facetious because if you can see him and we can't, you're
Mm-hmm.
more than clairvoyant.
Mm-hmm.
I used
I'm
my
clairvoyant.
imagination. I know what
Hmm.
text looks like, so
Hey, that's better than emancipation.
Kind of sounds like kind of sounds like she's used to imagining me in there. I don't know.
She's
I
got a
had to.
vivid imagination, that's for sure.
Yeah.
They made me re-download my Zoom. That was the problem. So
Oh,
sorry for the interruption, guys. I'm back.
No, I just want to pose that question though because hey,
Mm-hmm.
joyful Steph, so glad to see you here. Thank you for being here. Um, so yeah, I want to turn it over to you guys to know what you think, and because I love listening to everybody's opinion.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
You know,
And
but I
so
also people to keep an open mind because there's a lot of people that don't believe. They don't believe in spirits, or they don't believe in Bigfoot, or they don't believe in cryptids. You
Mm-hmm.
know, there has to be something out there
Right.
Yeah.
because too many people seen it, even though we haven't. Something's out there.
Well,
So I keep an open mind.
you know, as far as like proving that there are other things out there, I mean, I've got reels of orbs, and I'm not talking dust. I'm talking these luminous objects that are in the woods floating around. I have no idea
Right.
what they are, but I've
Yeah,
got
I have
reels
them in
of
my
them.
apartment, so I believe you.
Yeah, I mean, I've got reels of them. They're in my last film. They're in the previous film that I had before that. Um,
Mhm.
in both films, I think I've captured what to be Bigfoot in both films. So I think there's plenty of evidence out there. It's just, are people willing to take people at their word that
Right.
this is not CGI or anything that's made up, that this is the
Right.
real deal, that's what's out there.
right.
Yeah, having
Well,
evidence and proving evidence are two different things.
yeah,
Mhm.
because
It's only proven if somebody else believes you.
right.
Yeah.
Because I've caught in plenty of things. I mean, and Boomer's seen some stuff.
I've
that I've
debunked
caught
about 95% of her shit, so don't let her fool you.
now. You have not. The walking guy and that guy that I first showed you. You loved that one with
That was the fire escape.
the
That
fire
was
escape. No,
crazy.
and the one that was in the
The playground.
the playground. Yeah.
Yeah, the playground was crazy too. I couldn't even
Did you
explain that one.
see what Dallas Valley said?
Right. So you can catch plenty of stuff, but it's what people believe it is, because
Mhm.
there's a lot of people who just want to go with there's a scientific explanation for that.
Mhm.
And
Well,
sometimes they're
that's the
just
first thing you got to do, though.
know?
You got to realize there's a lot of people out there in paranormal that don't consider debunking their own stuff and using the science side of it first before you come to a conclusion on what it is. And that's how I operate, even with especially with my own stuff, because last thing I want to do is put something out there to the general public and say, hey, this is what this is, and then 10 other people come back and say, well, I analyzed it and it turns out that this is it. Then I'll go back again and I'll feel stupid because I'll realize it at that time, now that they brought it to my attention. You know what I'm saying? So I debunk my own stuff, and
Oh,
I feel not enough people in the paranormal are like, there's not a balance. There's the debunkers, there's more debunkers out there that won't believe any of it.
right.
And there's paranormal individuals out there that believe everything is.
Right.
And what we need to do as individuals is realize there's got to be a balance. You got to use them both to prove one or the other.
Well, yeah, you have to use
knowledge.
them both, but you can't just, if you don't believe it, you're always going to say there's a scientific reason. That's my point. They're always going to say there's something scientific.
But
They're never going to believe, no matter what
Right.
you put out there, that it's paranormal, because they just
But
don't
my
believe
point
it.
is, I'm a believer, but I have a process. I start with the scientific reason of it, right? If it's not something natural, it's something supernatural. There's only two things in this world. There's natural, there's supernatural. I look for the natural first to eliminate it, not to debunk the supernatural, but to eliminate the natural first. Then
hi, Regina.
Dolls Dolly said too many interferences can set off those toys, including you. That's why I don't. Well, I really do not need EM for ghost hunting. They speak to me.
Yeah, for me too. I rely more on my natural abilities. I only use like I said, I only use two apps. Now you only use the EMF features of them. And I only do that to not validate myself, but to verify what I'm getting is true. I always go with my first instinct first. If I'm hearing somebody tell me something, I'm going to take it as what I think it is. I've done it many times on my live stream. That's what I started out doing on YouTube. I did readings, and I told, I would deliver messages to individuals in my live streams that were coming from, what we believe to be past loved ones.
Now, James,
that's how I started out. I always rely on myself first. These are just to,
show other people that you're not crazy.
I don't rely on any gimmicks or devices.
Before you go any further, hold on. Before you go any further, James T said, "Well, if we exist, then other civilizations on the other planets must exist. Spirits do exist. I have seen them. I have seen UFOs in 2 different times in my life. It is your choice to believe it or not. That's something I've always said. Just keep it an open mind."
Yeah,
James T.
I've seen it all. I've seen an elemental. I've seen a fairy. I've seen a cryptid that I can't explain. I had a bad angel tell me he was a bad angel and then attack me. So I've seen a lot of different beings, and so I don't discredit. I can't say that if somebody says to me this exists, I can't say it doesn't, because of all the things that I've seen, it's very possible that all of them exist. I don't know, I can only speak to what I've seen.
Could you describe the elemental that you saw?
He was a wood elemental. So he was green in a tree. Because he manifested the way he manifested, he kind of looked like a blob, but his face and his hands were very prominent. And you could see he had red eyes. And
is this the one like, you said it looked like he had antlers?
No, that little guy I caught, I don't know what he was. He was tiny to the ground. I don't know what kind of spirit he was, but
welcome back,
how
Tex.
you doing?
Welcome back, Tex. I'm sorry.
Figured it out.
Now we see you.
I figured it out.
I was starting to believe that I scared you off.
Actually,
but then I thought if Bigfoot couldn't do it, there's no way I can.
Actually, Christine was describing my dad. Mama Angel said, "Oh my God, if my dad was here and heard our conversation, he would tell us we've been watching too much TV and go outside for a while."
Watching too much sci-fi. Watching too much sci-fi.
Funny enough, I hate scary movies, so I don't watch any of that.
My wife,
I don't know. I kind of laugh at scary movies now after experiencing the real things. I kind of laugh at them.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They're not real. They're made up, and most of it is so gory, and that's not how stuff.
My whole life was a horror story, so watching them don't mean dick to me. Oh, sorry. This is YouTube, Boomer.
It's okay, Boomer. Even though I know my boys are watching, it's okay.
Sorry, boys. Love you guys.
They love you too, and I'm glad the text came back. Now, I put Tech's channel and the link in there. His channel is up there. I want you guys, especially to go by and check out Tex. I love watching him, and when they talk about cryptids and UFOs, I'm learning more and more from him and Brandy and everybody else that he have on there. And one day I want to get Blondes and Booze on here too, because they have some interesting stories too. But
They do.
I also like listening to Greg. Now, Greg, you have a channel too, right?
I don't have a
Yes.
channel. I'm more of a filmmaker, but I do have a Patreon page that I'm working on. Putting footage out that really didn't make it into my films, and there's tons of it. We go through like I don't know, a terabyte of footage for the first film. I think the second film was a little bit over 2 terabytes, but so there's lots of footage that you take that doesn't go into the films. And
Mm-hmm.
what I do on my Patreon page is I'm going to go into detail into some of the encounters that we have. Like in The Legend of the Downey Booger, my first film, we were filming an orb, and in post production, we catch this thing crawling between us and the orb, right?
Right.
And the thing's like in an oh crap moment because it's on film, right? A camera tries to focus in on it, and it's like crawling. It's a Bigfoot that's crawling, doing that spider crawl. Have you ever seen that?
Slow crawling, like a
Yes.
low
Yeah.
military crawl kind of thing.
Yes.
I've heard they do that.
Oh my gosh. All the ones that I've seen except for one were actually crawling. So
Yeah.
we catch this thing crawling on film between us and this orb, and as this thing's on film, the orb's just going crazy in the background. It just starts pulsating and all that because the camera is like trying to focus on this crawling thing, I'll call it the crawler. So the
Mhm.
camera's trying to focus on the crawler, and then eventually the orb starts going nuts in the
Can
background,
I ask you a question real
and it
quick?
focuses in on that orb. Yeah, go
Do you
ahead.
think there's a direct correlation to because other people have reported seeing orbs as well, as long as they're so-called captures of Bigfoot, which you know about the so-called ones. But so, do you think there's a direct correlation to like Bigfoot spottings and orbs, like
Yes.
spirit orbs? Like, do
Yeah.
you
Well,
think there's
orbs. I don't necessarily know what the orbs are. I
uh
don't. I would be reluctant to call them spirits. I'd be reluctant to call
okay,
them elementals
okay,
because I don't know what they are. I
right.
do know that they exist, that they're intelligent themselves or up
Yep,
under intelligent control.
yep.
So one of the two. They're very curious about you. If you try to approach them, they would do one of two things. They'll either
Mhm,
disappear or move back and keep a relative distance between you and the orb.
mhm,
Uh, they have, in some of our experiments with them, they have reacted to stimuli. We've talked to them and they've reacted. Like, hey, for example, can you make yourself brighter? They make themselves brighter.
mhm.
And I've been buzzed by orbs a couple of times where they've gotten
Yep.
within arm's length. And both of those times, the orbs were translucent. So, and in both of those times, I saw them manifest, like buzz by me, kind of like a bat or something would do, and then they disappeared.
Mhm.
So I saw them from manifestation to to disappearing, um, and that happened twice. So I know that they exist. I just don't know what
Right.
they are, and I
Right.
would be reluctant to put a
'Cause,
label on them.
yeah, what I was thinking was it made me think, you know how like I we all claim we have like guardian angels and spirit guides and things like that. Would it be plausible that that's what those orbs are when they're noticed around a Bigfoot sighting? Do you think maybe that could be their equivalent of a guardian angel or spirit guide?
It's very possible. I've had 3 reports from different sources of people transforming into orbs and moving a certain distance and transforming back. The first one, I thought the person was crazy. And the second time, I'm like. The third one, there was 2 other witnesses to it that that happened. So I was like, well, that's very interesting. So the other idea that I've come up with, okay, or the other possibilities are, are do Bigfoot know how to transform themselves into an orb? Uh,
Mm.
or is an orb some sort of drone or something of a Bigfoot? Because it was just really interesting when we got the camera on the orb. The orb had been there all night for hours, literally hours, just kind of hanging out with
Mine
us.
usually only lasts a few seconds.
Well, we have a lot of them that last a few seconds too, but these are long-term orbs that we film, and they're literally there for hours, and sometimes they'll follow you. You
Right.
know, if like you like say to the hey dude, I'm tired, I'm gonna go back to camp. You know, Orb hadn't had enough, so he just follows you back to camp.
Well,
You know, that's happened many a times. So I don't know exactly what these things are, but they're definitely they're definitely connected somehow to Bigfoot because whenever we've seen these orbs, we've had Bigfoot encounters.
are you in the Oregon area? Just,
No, I'm in Alabama.
okay. Oh, you're in Alabama. Oh, I got some friends in Alabama too.
Yeah, I'm in Alabama.
Because I heard like, yeah, Alabama's one of them, but I also heard like Oregon's one of the biggest hot spots for like uh Bigfoot, Sasquatch spying and
Mhm.
stuff.
Yeah, there's plenty of them down here too. So
Yeah, there's a lot of crazy shit down there. I heard.
yeah, yeah.
Corey Minnick said the orb might have been feeding the crawling thing, and Mama of an Angel said, "I think it came from failed government scientists' experiments."
I don't know. I think you're drawing at straws there, Shelley. I think Bigfoot may have been one of the first human
First types of
creations,
humans.
you know. I think they've
Yeah.
been here longer than humans. Nobody will speak on it though. I've asked about it. Uh, but according to my um
Theory?
people that I talk to, resources, according to my resources, nobody's mentioned Bigfoot, but there is a possibility that Bigfoot was the pre-human race, and our
That's
creator
likely.
just kind of took that, elaborated on it a little bit, and settled on what we are today.
What do you
We're
think,
supposed to be
Tex?
the first actual, human-like creation our creator made, apparently. According to all my resources, that's their opinion as well. But there are some that carry the opinion that, and I started thinking, well, maybe Bigfoot was before us, and that's why, like the dinosaurs are what's the word for no longer exist again?
Extinct.
Extinct. Bigfoot could be on that, list too of almost being extinct, and that's why there's very few seen, and they are very elusive apparently. So I'm thinking I could believe in Bigfoot. I've never seen one. I smell skunk all the time, so that's no. I live in an area where skunks are infamous, so I don't like. I've been camped. I grew up in the woods, basically camping almost every chance I got, and never seen any kind of signs or anything of it.
But they
There's
saw
some
you.
unidentified scat that we've come across in the past, but I've never met one, so I can't say definitively that there is, but I say there is a possibility of them because there's just way too much. I know back they used to fake the shit a lot back in the day. So that drew me to the conclusion that everybody that shows their so-called footage is going to be faking it. So I'm sorry, that's me. But I started thinking about that. Maybe they are. Like, I don't think the government has a hand in any of that. And they don't even, I mean, they have a very small hand in the paranormal at all, period. I don't think it's something they can create, you know?
Let me jump in here for a little bit.
Absolutely. Sorry.
Um, so if you want to look at it from a biblical perspective, um, God said He made us in His image, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Nowhere in the Bible does it say that He didn't make others not in His image. Okay, I think that there's no fine line between the creationism and evolution. Okay, I
Right.
think it's all one thing. I think somewhere down
I
the
love this
line,
guy.
somewhere down the family tree, we went left and they went right.
I love this guy.
And
Man, same way, man.
that's my take on this. I've seen them. I've dealt with them. So has Greg.
Right.
I don't have blurry pictures of these things. Okay.
Right.
I have hard evidence. I can convict him in court.
Mm-hmm.
I've got fingerprints that have been deemed not human by fingerprint experts. Okay.
Right.
We've gotten footprints. We've gotten, you know, all you. Okay, so you take a Bigfoot in court and say, okay, well, I know he was there because I can put him at the scene with handprints and footprints and an eyewitness account. Oh, wait a minute. There's that unknown noise that doesn't register on the spectrogram of anything that it's beyond the human scale. It's no known animal. Well, that's enough to convict somebody in court.
Right.
Sure
Okay.
is.
Yep.
What else
Now,
do
there was
oh,
DNA as well, right?
yes, and that's what I was fixing to touch on. There's been DNA. We've got what possibly may be some DNA. We haven't sent it off yet. We
It's
pulled
expensive.
a handprint off of a vehicle that was larger than anybody's in the team, and it's very, very oily. And we pulled it off. It's bagged up. It's in a freezer. Okay, we haven't sent it off yet because you have to be picky on who you send these things to,
Yeah.
and plus it's expensive as hell.
It is.
Oh, no doubt.
I'd like to address something that Corey had said. He said, wonder if the orbs are portals to another dimension and these cryptids come through them. Well, Corey, I've actually seen a portal as well at the Land Between the Lakes, and it was like midnight-ish, so where we were, so obviously very, very dark. And anyway, long story short, I saw a portal. It was rectangular in nature, and I was lucky enough to be able to see into the portal. And it was daylight wherever it was. I mean, it could have been on the other side of the earth for all I know. I don't know. But long story short, it collapsed after a flashlight had bounced some light off of a tombstone. And just shortly after that, an orb came out from where that portal was. So what I actually really think happens is these orbs will come through the portals, and perhaps, I'm not sure, perhaps um, the orbs are the energy form of a Bigfoot. So, there's some theories that Bigfoot come from a different dimension, and this could be how they do it. The portal opens, they come through as an orb, then they manifest into the cryptid, and then when they want to go back home, they collapse back into the orb, and then a portal, they go through the portal. That may be the only way you can actually go through a portal is in a energy form.
Yeah. That makes
But
sense to me.
I'm going to throw something out here, and it's something that I just started talking about with the whole orb phenomenon, the Bigfoot connection, and the graveyard connection, and all this kind of stuff, and out in the woods specifically. What? Okay. So if you're a disembodied spirit, okay, um, or you're waiting your turn to ascend, okay, however you want to look at it, and you have to float around, you know, where's the most positive energy going to be? It's going to be out. It's going to be out in nature.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it damn sure ain't going to be around us. Okay, I'm just saying.
Mhm.
But we as paranormal investigators on that side of it, there's evidence to suggest. I'm not going to say that it's definite. There's evidence to suggest that we do have spirits around us and they do communicate with us, although we have no idea who or what we're communicating with. And that goes right back to Bigfoot mind speak. I'm on board with that too, but you may not be speaking to a Bigfoot. I'm just saying.
Right. Yeah.
But these orbs, now you're talking millions and millions and millions of people that have passed.
Billions.
Yeah, right. What if that's what we're looking at? If I'm
could be
if
very
I'm
well
floating
possible.
around, if
Mhm.
I'm floating around and I can get all the answers that I want to get and see all these amazing things, I'll be hanging around Bigfoot.
Right.
Mhm. Yeah,
Okay.
it's very possible. All I know is that there's a connection somehow.
Oh yeah.
I'm not, and there's different theories that could fit this. Now, I saw an orb, and it's not, I mean, I saw a portal, and after it collapsed, I saw this orb come up right from where that portal was. Now, I don't necessarily believe in coincidences either, because too many times things happen that are coincidental, right?
Exactly.
Right.
So, you start, I'm very evidence based, and I base my conclusions off the evidence that I gather when I'm out
Mhm.
in the field. So,
Well, now I'm from New York, Greg, and
Mhm.
We won't hold that against you.
Yeah, we
yes,
won't.
Hey.
thank you.
Just make
I,
sure and leave your shoes on the other side of the Mason-Dixon line when you come
Yeah,
down.
so I'm in a very populated area. So when I was doing the investigations, now I think when I first started doing the investigations, it was more to prove it to myself than anyone else. And to my son, who was having problems because he was seeing and hearing animals that weren't there. So it was more to
Where
help
were
him
they?
at first. And so then I started doing this more to prove it to him. And then once I saw the scope of it, I was intrigued. And then I started doing a whole bunch of investigating. But then once I really was like, I can't even say this doesn't exist anymore. And now I'm like, who am I trying to prove it to? Because if
Right.
people don't believe, they're not going to. So
Right.
it's kind of stupid to keep trying to prove it to people who don't want to listen.
Exactly.
So,
Yep.
but on that end, when I was actively doing it, now I just do crossovers and some mediumship.
I'll keep doing it. I don't give a shit how many naysayers are out there. I'll
Yeah.
keep doing what I do.
No,
I'm a
when I
medium,
feel
psychic
like it,
medium, and nobody's gonna tell me I'm not. Nobody's gonna
yeah.
tell me who I'm talking to isn't who I think I'm talking to. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, when mediumship, I do all the time. And like I said, the crossovers, I do that 4 times a week. So but I have in New York, which is not in nature in any way most of the time, have seen like I've heard like wait, and I'll turn around and I'll be filming, and I saw an orb manifest out of a rug, big orb, and come directly out a triple glass heavy door straight at me. And I don't believe that some of them are associated with Bigfoot. I think anyone
I don't
who
think they
doesn't have a
all are.
body
Mhm.
could potentially go into orb form.
Right. Right.
That's just my feelings.
Yeah, that's what I alluded to earlier.
Hey
Because
guys, I've got to drop out of here. My show starts in a few minutes.
Oh,
Oh,
Ted,
I wanted to show you something real quick. You got like 30 seconds?
I got like 30 seconds. Yeah, go for it.
Can I share something real quick, Ed? I want to show them, get their opinion on this.
Go ahead.
It's a quick
He said, "Go ahead."
Video. Yeah, I sent the request for the share.
I sent back.
Okay. All right. This is captured in my living room on my CCT cam. And let me know when y'all can see it. Ignore this. That's my flashlight. I was looking for a break in that.
Okay.
But this is, I want to show you something here real quick. It happens in a few seconds here. Why are you not playing? There we go. I want you guys' opinion on this one. This is one of the most spectacular light anomalies I've caught. Did you see that?
One that was blinking as it went up.
Yeah, that blinking light anomaly here started here and went up that way. I would love to have you guys' opinions on that. If I could, real quick.
Wow. Can you play it again? That's something I'd have to look at over and over and over.
Okay.
And really break it
Got
down.
time, I'll play it again. I have to start to share again. All right. Pause it. Get to share again. All right. Okay, so it does happen quick. So
Got one corner.
this area here.
Seeing some glowing eyes.
Yeah, it almost seems like it comes from this wall, which people have told me in the past that there's a possible portal back there because that goes into my back room in back of the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to put it on a loop.
Hard to tell.
See, I've caught several light anomalies before, but none acting like that, where it blinks in and out during travel.
Right.
Usually it's just a quick.
Yeah, I'm filming it.
But, and I check for cobwebs. I check, you know, there's no way it's a piece of dust. It was too large being that far away.
That's interesting.
And that was just after doing a session. That's why the light is here. I was doing a session with what I call my resident spirits here. And I just left the CT go on with the flashlight on to see if anybody breaks the beam. I went upstairs for the rest of the night. I checked it out the next day and caught this.
There's not a window on the back side of this?
There's a window, but they're all closed and draped.
So they're all curtained off?
And I checked for like car headlights coming by and stuff like that. The trajectory doesn't line up.
Okay. I think it's interesting that it gets bigger as it goes up towards the top of the room.
That was my first. Yeah. It's the first thing I said. It started out small and got bigger as it traveled through.
I think it's quite possibly a really good catch. It's
yeah. I mean, I
would say here's what I would do. Here's what I would do. For argument's sake, is this first floor or second floor?
This is the first floor. Yeah.
Okay.
This is in the living room downstairs.
Get this set up again with the camera and everything, and the flashlight, everything you got. Go outside the window, and get a flashlight. Shine it through the curtains and see.
I did.
Did you? Okay.
Yep.
And you couldn't recreate it.
Nope.
Okay.
I mean, this was back December 12th of 2023.
Right.
And so like obviously the windows are closed, drapes are closed because it was cold. Anyway, right. So the house is locked up tight. And there is a window. If you look at where the table is, the couch is right in front of it, and right behind the couch is the window. But the street that goes by does not, the angle ain't right. When cars go by, you'll see every once in a while you'll see a headlight hit the chair,
Right.
and it'll go this way. This is the trajectory of most headlights
Right.
if they got bright headlights coming through, it goes that way. This window here, they come straight through, and usually the beam stops about here by the time they pass my place.
Okay.
It goes straight through because the road is perpendicular to the other window.
Well, that gets bigger as it gets closer to the camera.
Yeah, it starts out small here and gets bigger as it's. And I've never seen one act that way. I've caught many light anomalies.
We've been watching Boomer stuff for years, and nothing like that.
Yeah.
That room.
Boomer, would you do me a favor, if you don't mind? Send me the original file, a copy of the original file, and let us break it down.
Yeah,
and
I could definitely do that.
But I need to go. I'm already
about
late
10 minutes
show.
long.
Hey, Tex, thank you so much.
Yeah. Hey, man, I appreciate this, man.
And hey, everybody, Texas channel is right there. It's pinned on there. So go by, check him out.
Thanks, Tex.
You know, I love this guy.
He's
awesome. Night, Tex.
That's interesting, Boomer. That really is. That's a good catch.
Unfortunately, that's about one of the only ones that I have, because like I said, all my data of other, so like I've been doing this since 2018, 2019 with my cameras, and I've had thousands of hours worth of footage that just got lost when my computer crashed because I didn't have it all backed up. And most of it was on my previous YouTube channel, but that got deleted. So I don't have the evidence of one night in the middle of a live stream, I had a light anomaly just appear right over my right shoulder. And I had a bedroom camera over in the corner that was showing on me. I was sharing my live footage when it happened, and it appeared right above me. Just like that one, except it wasn't traveling. It started out small, appeared, and grew about this high, like the size of a small child, and then shrunk and dissipated. And there was about 50 witnesses on the YouTube on my YouTube channel on my live stream when that happened, but all that's gone. I mean, I have footage of a ball being rolled. I have a few other light anomalies. I have footage of my phone being unplugged, cords being yanked on, and things like that. Well, yeah, since we were on the subject of orbs, and I'm like, well, let's see what these guys got to say about it, because I think I captured a spirit orb.
Thank you. Because
bugs don't act like that. It's the middle of December, so there's no lightning bugs. Okay. It wasn't a cobweb because it was like you could tell there were objects between that and the camera. Because if it was cobweb to look that big, it would have to be close to the camera, which would have cut out, wouldn't have left that blink off the top of the table, because you could almost see a shadow going across top of the table. Now, if it was a cobweb that close to the camera to appear that big, you wouldn't have seen that. So it had to be on the other side of the room, traveling, in that direction. And I mean, I went through it with a fine-tooth comb. I did all that. Like I tried to recreate it. I sat and watched for 3 hours straight to see 3 or 4 cars come up my street and see if headlights would imitate that as well. That didn't happen. I went outside, like you said, with a flashlight, walked back and forth, swung it around. I couldn't get the angle right. I mean, because it goes from here and goes up that way. Everything I tried was parallel to the window. The light flashing in. If I started out in front of the window with my light on flash mode, because my light has a flash mode, but that light was on the table at the time. And I go in there and I put on that flash mode and I start at the bottom of the window and went up that way. It it doesn't. I can't reach that point. You know.
Hey, I want to say hello to the male
yeah.
show. Melissa, thank you so much for being here. Acknowledge me. You have been acknowledged. I'm sorry I had to say hello to Melissa there.
That's all right. I apologize for taking up 90% of the conversation here.
That's all right.
But like I said, I figured we were on the subject of orbs, and Tex might be interested, and I thought Greg could have a opinion on it.
No, you're good. Greg,
Yeah.
you don't have a channel.
He does, but it's his film.
I do. I do mostly films. I don't do like podcasts because you guys work hard, and it's way too much work to do a podcast. But
Straight from the hip. I don't write down no script or anything.
yeah,
I just go straight.
yeah.
That's
I think what you do would be more work than what anything we do. I couldn't.
It is pretty complicated. I won't say it is a lot, and it is a lot of work. It's very expensive. I'll say that. But speaking of
I do know that
sharing
film.
things, are you guys? Do you guys like looking at like weird eyes and stuff looking at you in the woods?
I like looking at it.
Yeah, we've watched
Nothing
Warriors,
pays me.
Porn, you name it. We watched the house. No, of course we do.
Hey, I was married for 6.5 years. I'm used to
Understood.
mad glowing eyes. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, my condolences on that.
Let me
No,
see if
hey,
I
share
can.
with- I was going to
Sorry
say,
about
if you have anything you want to share, please share with us.
Yeah, I'm trying to. Hold on.
Yeah, at the bottom of the Zoom screen.
Yeah.
Greg here has Relic Films. I want to get that out there.
Yeah, you put his link out there. I'd like to check out his channel, check out some of his film work.
That's what I was trying to do. I was trying to find
I
Relic
found it.
Films. You
I
found
got
it?
I mean, all right, cool.
Okay.
It's got to be better than the shit I see on Netflix and Discovery Plus and.
There you go.
Jen found it.
Okay. Let's do share.
All
There.
right.
Can y'all see it?
You've just been boomerized.
Okay. Now how do I move this? This is in my way. Here we go. Okay. Can y'all see my cursor?
Yep.
I sure can.
Okay. Look right in here, these eyes right here.
These eyes.
Right in there. This was right, no, set the stage. It was right after something threw a rock at us. And I looked over and with my thermal first, and it was very close to ambient temperature, but I could see something. If you
Whatever
see
it is, it's
right
pretty
there.
tall.
And as you can see, there's a log right here that that it's kind of being obscured by these. Yeah, there's some debris that's down. And
It looks like a face to me.
mm-hmm. And at first I was like, well, is it reflections from the moon? And this is a full spectrum camera. There's no IR at all.
Okay.
So that's only that was only IR. I mean,
Spectrum.
full spectrum camera.
Right.
Now for comparison, let me show this because I always like comparisons in there too.
And hello, Scott. Thank you so much for being here.
Scott, did you get a chance to talk to your long lost nephew when you were in my live stream earlier?
I mean, something's illuminated.
Hey, Eddie. I did let Ghost Dog know you were doing your live.
Oh, did you? Yeah, because I think he's live too.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
I hope you didn't put it in his chat.
No, I did.
Yeah, I don't. I appreciate you though. Thank you.
You're
Yeah.
welcome.
Somebody knocking?
Okay. And as I was saying a minute ago, here's the comparison. Well, not a comparison. It's just a later video
Mm-hmm.
of it. And again, like I said, there's no IR. It's just us out there in the woods.
All right. So that brightness is from
You have an
flashlight.
IR on?
It's just from the moon.
Okay. Oh, okay.
And what we do have a fire going.
All right.
Do you
Okay.
have an IR on? An infrared light? Oh, okay.
He just told you it wasn't IR. Aren't you listening?
No, I mean something's illuminating the street.
Yeah, that's me talking to
Yeah,
my
I
camera
know.
guy, Brent.
I know. I was just,
Very sensitive camera.
I'm being funny.
So you can see right here again, you see these eyes? He's just slowly creeping down.
Those eyes have changed position now.
They've slowly, and then now he goes away.
Oh, wow. Like they
Maybe.
turned their head away or something.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's got to be, those trees got to be pretty tall. So that's got to be at least 7 foot.
Oh, easy. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
So, like you guys, we do like to show like before and after stuff, to make sure that what we're looking at is actually a thing instead of just a light reflection or bugs or something like that. It's important to us to make sure that what we're showing is something genuine.
Right. Exactly.
So I'm sorry, Greg, where do you put these movies? You don't put them on your YouTube.
No, not on YouTube. Oh goodness, no. You make no money there.
Right.
He's in it for the money.
Well, you have to make some money. If your film costs
yeah,
20
if you're
grand to
doing-
make, you have
Yep.
to
Absolutely.
you can't just keep going under on
It's
that.
a job for you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
that's expensive filmmaking.
it is. It's very expensive. So
Absolutely.
it's at Patreon or just relicfilmsmedia.com. If you type in relicfilmsmedia.com without www dot, just
Right.
relicfilmsmedia.com, and it'll take you to my Patreon page, and links for both films are there.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, Jen pinned your link right at the top of this.
Okay, thank you.
Ah, cool.
Thank you. Appreciate that,
Oh,
Jen.
you're very welcome.
Speaking of putting in links, thank you, Mary.
Yeah, and that's Boomer's link right there. And that's why I said, anybody out there, if you have a channel, please feel free to put your link in there because I'm all about that love. I try to pay it forward.
Right,
And I guarantee you, Manny will watch it.
Yeah, Manny will watch.
He loves this stuff.
And I really love that attitude there, Eddie. I mean, not too long ago, I participated in another film with Merkel Media, Tony Merkel, if people are familiar with him.
Sounds familiar.
But yeah, he's got The Confessionals is his podcast. So technically we're competitors in the film industry, but I mean, I look at him as a colleague and a brother. So we go out there and I filmed with their crew, and I did some of my filming on the side there, taking advantage of their permits. But
It's just that friendly competitiveness, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, I celebrate all of their successes, and at every chance I'll get, I'll promote all these guys because I have a lot of respect for them because they definitely went back out and tried to, or they debunked some of their own things that they saw, and there were some things that you can't debunk, that like they looked at some of their team members, and their team members' faces distorted kind of like a witch, while they were there at the Meadow, and they were doing a project, film on the Meadow project. And unless you have a camera there, watching that, you don't really catch it.
Right.
While we were there, filming the small part of the Meadow project in my film, I did something that's called the Estes method, and it was the first time I'd ever done it, and It's really weird. You know, you're listening to like a ghost box with your ear pods, and then they put noise canceling headphones over the top, and then they blindfold you. So somebody else's, so all of your senses, well, not all of them, but your definitely sense of hearing and sight are both gone. And somebody else asks you questions, and then you just say whatever you hear out of the spirit box. So I was doing that,
Right.
and we caught a shadow person trying to enter me during that time, and it freaked my camera guy out. I mean, he
Wow.
freaked him out so bad he won't go back there because he had never seen something like that, right? And um, and what was interesting is that you know, if you get into this very often, you'll experience anomalies like battery drains on cameras, them inexplicably turning on and off, just malfunctioning, data corruption, all kinds of weird stuff. That just lets you know that you're in the right spot and that kind of stuff happens. So during this, I had two cameras on me, right? And both cameras just happened to fail at the right time, at the exact same time. But we did catch a good little snippet of the shadow person that my camera guy saw. So I mean, there's some really weird stuff that is out there, you know, really, really weird stuff. So um, I didn't make too much of a big deal about that in the film because my camera guy really had PTSD from it. It really freaked him out because he was there for the duration of it, if you know what I mean. So he
Yeah,
saw,
I'm
yeah.
ugh, that's terrible.
So it's hard to work with my camera guy and my editor, all the same person. You know, we were just a three-person film crew. So,
Hmm.
um, you know, it's hard for me to go in and start talking about this stuff with my editor camera guy because he's got PTSD from it. And
Hmm.
I mean, and it's true PTSD. It really is because it really freaked him out. Um, so I elected not to make a big deal about that particular section in the film. Um,
Right.
However, I will go back at another point and start talking about it without him, you know, to save his uh save his sanity
Right.
for lack of another term. But you know, there's definitely lots of things out there, most definitely. And I always try to help others when they're out there. So, you know, getting back to the original point, I appreciate the attitude, Eddie. I really do.
Oh, we're like that all the time. Not just, it's not putting on a facade, just
Hmm.
because we're on
Us
video.
too. Me too.
We're even outside of here. We're the
Hmm.
same. We never change.
Hmm.
We always try to bring love forward, and we
Right.
always pay it forward.
Right.
You know, you never know who you might, be helping. Bright soul.
You're exactly right. And plus, too, the only thing that you really have in this industry is your integrity. And,
Right.
True.
you know, if you're completely self-centered, you have you'll have no integrity.
Yeah.
So you'll be very uh well, it's difficult to get the word out if nobody will believe you.
Hmm.
Very
Very,
difficult.
very true. Because that's why when I tell people all the time that we're not paranormal investigators, we're
Hmm.
paranormal enthusiasts, but I use the
Hmm.
spirit
Right.
box because I love to communicate with spirits, you
Hmm.
know. And we get some crazy stuff sometimes. Sometimes we get some great feedback, and then we involve our kids who are special needs. And the reason why I do that is because I don't like limiting my kids. You know,
Hmm.
I look at it like this. If they, I don't want them to just dream about it, but be about it. So if there's something
Exactly.
you want to do in life, do it.
Hmm.
Which is why I created a
Oh,
YouTube channel.
dreaming,
I actually grew a passion for
dreaming.
it. I was doing YouTube so to show them that if I can do it, you can do it.
Right.
Hmm.
Would you
And
let them watch Rocky Horror Picture Show?
No.
Hmm.
no, and
Hmm.
No
so
horror.
That's
no,
going a little too far, huh?
yeah, that's
Okay.
going too far. you know.
Mhm.
And so I've even
But the
talked.
song like hits it right on the spot. Though the way you guys present yourselves, you listen to the song, don't dream
For
it,
them to
be it.
watch it
I
though,
mean, look,
if
you
they
want to
watch,
be a fish in the sea, hey, go for it.
but see, we have to, when it comes to them being autistic and special needs, we have to monitor what they watch and what they see.
Oh yeah. I was
You
meaning
know,
that as a joke, but also to
I,
make a
I
point.
know,
But
but
yeah.
we do.
They
We
interpret it different than we do.
what
They
we do.
would, yes.
Mhm.
And then it
Yeah.
takes them longer to process certain things. So if
Mhm.
they're watch Rocky Horror Picture Show and see Tim Curry's character, it takes them a minute to process that.
Mhm.
Exactly. Yeah.
And so
Uh,
we just man.
Speaking of people who are autistic, the richest man in the world is also
Yeah,
autistic.
yeah. Elon Musk, he has a form of Asperger's.
Hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, you can tell like when he gets real excited and stuff, he'll just start jumping around and he
Right,
gets, his impulse controls is not there.
right.
I love it though. I love it.
I do
You
too. And
know,
that's why a lot of people, they're really misinterpreting what he did on stage.
oh yeah, yeah.
They're blowing that way out of pocket. He did not
Mhm.
give a Nazi salute. Again, people have to understand he has Asperger's.
Mhm.
Okay. So the way he saluted, he was basically saying from his heart to
From
yours.
his heart to yours is exactly what he did.
And so people are taking
Right.
that wrong that he was giving a Nazi salute. So I don't listen to the outside noise,
Yeah,
which is
I
one
never listened.
Well,
right, which is
one
one of the reasons
thing
why I don't watch the news.
I never
one
watched
thing
it.
I'll say about it, like they may have a point if he was screaming "Hail Hitler" at the time, but that didn't happen. So, all you Karens out there, relax, okay? Back the fuck up and relax. It's
And
not,
so if people
they don't
do it,
understand because
Mhm.
they don't want to understand. They want to
Yeah.
keep the same mindset they have, and you know, that's the
Yeah.
problem with society anyway, with
well,
people
see,
who have conditions like that.
that's how
Nobody
the
wants to
media
take the time to stop and understand it.
that's how the media makes money. They make
Yeah.
money off of negativity.
Mhm.
They can't sell papers if you're positive.
Right.
Right. Yep.
That's like
Exactly.
if you go to a adult bookstore, you're going there to buy that certain star, no matter who it is, because sex sells. Okay, them newspapers, you can get those a dime a dozen.
Right.
But this movie, Triple X, sex sells. It's a negativity. Again,
It's negative.
Wait, what's negative about sex again? Fill me in on that one.
the selling of it,
It's the way they portray it. I get it.
right, and the
Mhm.
way you
Yeah.
portray it. So,
Yeah.
that's why we keep negativity out the door.
Right.
know,
Right.
Mhm.
So we
Yeah. But
always we wish nothing but the best for even our haters. We wish nothing but the best for them.
mhm.
That's how
Right.
you
And and my whole reasoning for bringing, just even bringing it up was that no
Mhm.
matter your condition, you can have some of the biggest impacts on the world. You know,
Right.
there was, I forget, was it Mozart who was deaf
Yeah.
and
Yep.
wrote some of the best music
Yes.
that is timeless.
Yep.
Yes.
So just because somebody has, a condition, it doesn't mean that they don't contribute to society.
Right.
We've got some of the biggest contributors to society has been people with disability, what we label
Right.
as disabilities.
Yep.
But, you know,
No, my wife.
And Ray Charles was blind, and he
yeah,
became one of the best pianists there is.
yeah, yeah. It's history's filled with them.
Yeah.
See, yeah, we're while y'all was talking, we're sitting talking about Beethoven and Mozart. She,
Yeah, I
she's
like a
like,
little Beethoven every once in a while.
deaf?
Hmm.
Fifth Symphony. Yeah.
But I thought it was Amadeus Mozart that was deaf.
It might be. It is one of them either. You know,
I do know
Mozart or
famous
Beethoven or Bach or and my son could tell you.
Okay.
Yeah, my son
Beethoven,
could tell you.
Beethoven has learned that
Beethoven.
Beethoven. Yeah.
he was
Wait,
autistic.
was he deaf or tone deaf?
Yeah.
Because if he was tone deaf, that'd be a whole different. Because if you could compose music and be tone deaf, like that would be a miracle too.
Mozart.
No, that's me. I'm tone deaf.
Mozart
Me
was
too,
deaf.
Greg.
Mozart was deaf. Beethoven had a autism spectrum.
Spectrum, autism. Yeah. Okay. You see what I mean, though? Usually
Yeah.
these people have some of the best talents, but
Right.
you have to raise them correctly. That world view has, if you put the most positive world view input, their output is going to be extremely positive.
Right.
So positivity in.
Right.
Yeah, there's an old saying somebody said to me that uh some of your most autistic are the most artistic.
Yes.
And I believe
Very
that.
true. That's very true.
Because I'm very artistic myself. So
Hi, Shelly. Thank you so much for being here.
Well, a lot of people
yeah.
get autism mixed up with people who are crazy or
Crackheads.
Yeah.
or
That's
schizophrenia, but not because because of their aggressive behaviors it's just they're misunderstood.
Right.
So you have to learn that a lot of stuff, especially when you have three. You have to.
Yeah, we have 3 boys with special needs. 2 of them just so happen to be autistic.
So you learn
We have one, Manny,
to study.
Manny is severely autistic, is
Nonverbal.
nonverbal, and has mild cerebral palsy and epilepsy. Tony is the opposite of Manny,
He
where
has
he has intellectual disabilities and
with autism.
and he just likes to be loud. He just loves to be loud, and he likes to go outside and just yell at himself.
loud. Yeah.
And
He'd fit right in here.
He's had the police called on him so many times
Because they thought he was psychotic.
because people thought he was crazy.
But he's not. He's in his own little imaginary world. You know what I'm saying? To
Right.
himself. Pretends.
And
Just pretends.
that's what I mean about like the majority of society don't want to take the time to understand stuff like that. They want to call the cops on a guy that's screaming in his yard.
Right.
Like,
well, they will
just chill out, Karen.
Society doesn't want to take the time for anything, and it kind of goes back to this what I would consider paranormal stuff. They don't want to consider the possibility that some of the stuff is real.
Right.
One thing about me, I don't believe in magic. I don't believe in any of that crap.
Taxes and voodoos and
I don't believe in none of that.
Right.
Well,
me too.
I do.
However, let me put it this way. I do think that you could put a curse on somebody, but it's not supernatural. You're telling some entity to go do something.
Right.
Okay. That's what you're telling. That's what's happening. Now, I believe that there is a scientific explanation for everything. And this paranormal is just things that we don't understand. Right. But I do believe it's real, though. These orbs are real. I don't know what they are. So right now we classify them as paranormal. But I do think there's a scientific side, whether it be some entity that's vibrating in such a way that they're only energy or, whatever it might be. I don't believe in necessarily, just paranormal. I think everything is eventually normal. It's just right now we're discovering this stuff. We're at the golden age of discovery for all of this stuff. And to me, it's an exciting time because, we're just now getting the equipment to be able to capture some of this stuff rather than just being able to write down the stories that you've heard of this stuff that goes all the way back to ancient times. So this stuff that we're experiencing is not new. It's not new at all. It's been here all the time.
No,
you go back in history.
It's been here all the time. The only thing is, like I do crossovers, right? So the other day, an entity came to me looking to cross over, and I go, "What are you?" I'd never seen anything like him. I don't see them with my eyes, but with my third eye, only if they show me telepathically. Is that the right way to say it?
It was just
So, right, 'cause I'm a spirit medium. So, like when he showed me himself, I said, "Well, what are you?" And he's like, "Oh, I live in the water." And I'm like, "Oh." I'm like, now, do you live in the water? He's like, "Well, there's not any like really left, I don't think." So he was an extinct species that nobody ventured that deep into the water to find them, right? So, I mean, from what he looked like, he did have scales and stuff. Like he looked like a water creature that, but I never seen him before. So can spirits be of things that are extinct that we don't know? And that's why people are so big on a lot of the cryptids, because they're like, "Oh, this spirit, this thing, I never seen it before." But can it just be a spirit that is of an animal that's extinct that we never saw in our lifetimes? Because we couldn't get there. We didn't have the technology.
right. It comes down to technology.
Yeah, that's what it comes down to. So these beings exist or existed and now are in energy form. And they're just like spirits looking to cross over to get to the other side, or to, to find
having the
their way,
capability to
basically.
manifest into their original form.
Yeah, and
Shelley, water, watch the wind.
Follow the water, watch the wind.
Watch the wind.
Where's she going with that one?
Well,
think about that.
I think that saying is, if you watch the water, okay, any moving water creates energy. So does moving wind. So again, you're creating energy and vibration through all that. So
Very true.
there you will have a higher likelihood of seeing some of these entities.
Just make sure you're not breaking. Michigan man, so glad that you're here.
Hey, Rob. When I hear that phrase, "follow the water," I'm instantly thinking about, how do I find myself out of the fucking woods? I follow the water. I go downstream, and eventually I'll hit a road. You know what I'm saying? That's what I was like, where's she going with that? Because that's what clicked in my mind when she said follow the water. I was like, yep.
Yeah, a place where we've experienced a lot of this stuff is, there's been moving water or power lines or lots of quartz in the ground. I can't don't underestimate the impact that minerals in the ground will have on the ability for an entity to be able to form itself. Like, for instance, a quartz. If you put pressure on quartz, it'll create an electrical charge. If you have enough quartz, in the ground put pressure on that quartz, well, there's a whole lot of energy right there that these entities can use to be able to manifest themselves. So, again, kind of look around for clues that would help you to see the probability of being able to see some of these things. Moving water, quartz in the ground, power lines, anything that's going to create energy for these things to help manifest themselves.
Yep. The larger energy fields are around large power lines, like the 3 phases and
San Antonio. So
there's a word for them, but the ones you pass by on highway and they're going up a hill and they got like 6 phases.
Transmission lines.
What's that?
Transmission lines.
Yes, there you go. Transmission lines. Yeah, I mean, you see all kinds of crap around those. If you're
Yes,
in
you
the if you're within 100 yards of one of those transition lines,
Yes, you will.
you can start thinking you're going crazy because that energy field actually
Mhm.
draws them all in.
And that is a true statement.
Oh,
That's why they consider like San Antonio so active
because we have so much limestone.
we're
yeah,
covered.
There you go.
limestone's a good conductor. Yep.
Mhm.
That's why
So-
they can't build basements here because the soil and the limestone doesn't hold.
It doesn't hold a foundation well.
Right.
Yes.
Hi, Tiggs in New Zealand. So glad that you are here.
Acknowledge me.
I know Cooper. Oh, copper.
And
Copper
you know,
radiates
when I
energy
go
well.
to our
Mhm.
sessions, especially when we're near water, it's actually our sessions become even stronger,
Yes.
you know, because of that. And
Mhm.
especially the couple cemeteries here that's not only do they have a river that runs through it, but there's limestone.
Mhm.
It's all
And
You know,
also, yeah, also remember this: water has the ability to hold memory.
yes.
Remember
So does our
that.
air.
Mhm.
Like our air, like our it's an actual recorder
learned-
device that
I learned that from
records
Ed and Lorraine.
past events,
They say
which
limestone does
explains
too.
a lot of the
I like dowsing rods.
Right.
what's that word
I love dowsing
residual.
rods.
It harnesses a lot of residual energy, and that's why we can hear it every now and again. Like over on the south side where the old prison camp used to be, their old Civil War prison camp that used to be here. People say they hear cannon fire, they hear taps playing and stuff like that from the, it was here, well, I think a whole year before it was dismantled after the war was ended. And all that time, it was like they say they hear reveille playing or taps or whatever, because the air acts as a recorder as well as water does too.
Well, there's a lot of water in there.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the
Yeah.
moisture in the air is probably
There's
what
lots
uses
of water in
it's
there.
probably what they use to
Mhm.
grabs that energy.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So-
So
Mhm.
science and I was gonna say supernatural, not the right word. Paranormal. Science and paranormal do
They go together.
I
Yeah, they go
mean,
together. Yeah.
yeah.
They fit like a glove. That's why I say I don't
Exactly.
necessarily believe in supernatural. I
Right,
do
right,
think there's a scientific reason for everything.
Mhm.
It's just we don't understand it yet. And, we can call it supernatural. I mean, that's fine.
Right.
Until
Well,
we
what-
understand it, it's going to be paranormal.
Right. Well, it wouldn't us being here be a supernatural event that because our creator, which many people refer to as God, I don't, our creator, like to create this, it was done in such a supernatural way. Us just being here kind of seems supernatural, wouldn't you say? Like,
Mm-hmm. Well, for me, everything has the spark of God in it. I do believe that there's a creator, but everything is God.
right.
But
Much like what the Indians used to say, the wolf spirit, or the spirit of the wolf, the spirit of the eagle.
Right.
It makes sense that if God wants to experience everything, he had to create everything. So
Right.
he's in everything. So
right, but I also tell people that they're also the co-creator of their own universe.
there you go. You can manifest your own universe.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You can manifest your own universe. You are
Yes.
exactly right.
I think I manifested something from my dream into my reality.
Yeah, it's very possible.
It was a few years ago. That's another set of evidence that got washed out that were captured on all three. I had three other cameras at the time in my house, one in my bedroom, one in the living room, one in the kitchen. And when this event happened, this anomaly happened, all three cameras in succession went out and came back on. Well, I was having a dream. It was a weird dream to begin with, but it didn't turn nightmarish till the very end. This dark entity that I could only describe as death without a face. Okay, like it was just like it looked like a giant cloak, foggy looking cloak. It appeared in my dream, and as soon as it appeared in my dream, I woke up and I look up, and there it is hovering above me. And I caught some of it on my camera that was over my bed, pointing out toward the doorway here. I didn't see it at first. Other people pointed out when I played it on the live stream. A shadowy figure went along that wall and then over this way and right over my bed. And then it was after watching the bedroom footage, I wondered what happened, like with the other cameras. Did it get caught on the other cameras? Well, I viewed the kitchen camera, and right at that time, seconds before I woke up and saw it, that camera went out. I reviewed the living room camera seconds after I woke up and saw it, and it left. That camera went out. The whole system took 13 seconds, that whole process, between the kitchen camera going out first, the bedroom camera going out, and the living room camera going out. 13 seconds.
Well, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to have to leave. I got work early in the morning, so thank
was
you for
great
having me,
meeting
Eddie and
Greg.
Jim.
It was
Thank you.
I look forward to listening
you.
to you more.
And is there
Very
a link
insightful.
you can put in so
I
that
put it
people
up.
can come by? Oh, did you? Okay, yeah, I posted it up there. So I got Greg's link right there. Go by, check him out, you guys, man. I mean, really go by and check him out.
Subscribe and
And subscribe, hit those buttons, man. Believe me.
I would appreciate it. Thank you all. Have a good night.
Have a good night, Greg.
I already got boomer guys.
That was a blessing.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That really was.
You know, being able to talk to Greg and Tex, and very
Yes.
insightful gentlemen.
Yes, they are. And that's why I always recommend, Tex especially. Love Tex. Good
Oh
man.
yeah, Tex and I were like at the same wavelength that whole time. I was like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Bubba.
So,
oh, yes.
would y'all like to do a quick spirit box session?
Hey, it's your show, Bubba.
How about the chat?
I'm willing to listen.
Have one, or you want to
You
wait
can. I'm gonna jump off here though because I'm not feeling well, so
Hey, I
I
don't blame
can't
you.
tonight. I'm sorry.
It's all good.
It's nice
I'll be in the
Hey, I'll
chat.
see you Wednesday, Christina.
Christina.
See you guys Wednesday.
Hey, you just.
Okay.
I hope you get better. Everybody say wish prayers for Christina under the weather. So send
Your
some prayers.
speaker's squawking again, Regina.
Okay, everybody
There you
said yes and sure. Okay, so sounds good, Eddie and Jen. You're coming in better. Thank you very much. So we are going to have a small spirit box session.
Yeah, Corey's sitting there thinking anything's better than listening to that boomer guy.
No, I'm glad they both came in because that was great.
Yeah.
That
and the
was
answer
I
Oh,
feel
and,
that
yes.
was a pleasure being able to share time with them.
I want to tell Corey, yes, we have used
we
dowsing
like
rods.
dowsing rods. Dowsing rods been around for decades.
Yeah. I gotta say I don't put a lot of stock in those. Just like I don't put a lot of stock in pendulums when you're holding them with your hand, but
Right, exactly.
that's just me. I mean, granted, if I didn't have the gift, that's what I'm gonna call it now. I used to call it the curse. But if I didn't have the gift, I would most likely lean toward relying on those types of devices myself. But, I don't need them to talk to
So I'm
them or them to talk to me. So
I'm just gonna say to any spirit that comes through, we wish nothing but love and light. No disrespect to you at all, but we don't want to be disrespected.
I'm our
So-
guardian.
We want our guardian angels to come through also, to guide you to.
Our spirit guides to keep out the evil and negative ones.
So you're welcome to come through. So let's
well,
see.
yeah, Christina, that's what I'm saying. Like for finding water, that's what they started out being. I'm meaning more like spirit communication. I wouldn't put a lot of faith in the dowsing rods for that, because that's what traditionally they were for, was for finding water. If that, but I just, when it comes to spirit communication, I don't put a lot of faith in most devices.
Is there any spirits that like to talk to us today?
Search.
Search.
Is it all?
It is. It is.
Yeah, I get you, Mary. Yeah. But you know, when you're a 5-year-old, listening to voices, feeling other people's feelings, it's more like a curse. Oh, I'm sorry, spirits. I'm gonna shut up for a minute.
What? How are you tonight, spirits? I know it's been a while. Been a few days.
I'm not quite sure, Shelly. I have a few of them. Why? Do you see one here now?
Yes? Are you talking about what Boomer just said, spirit?
Oh shit! What did I say? I don't
Where's
even
he?
remember.
Boomer is in the chat. If you're here, can you see the chat? Can I get a name? Did you say Kenneth David?
What's he look like, Shelly? Hope it ain't who I think it is. I'll have to get the salt out.
Ask again. Who's Kendra David?
Hi, Diane.
Diane said, I call it ability.
And that's a good word for it. Yes. Abilities.
I think we all are able. When it comes to disability, I call it ability because we're all able.
Good night, everyone.
5, 8, 5, 9.
Have a good night, Regina.
Oh, you taking
Yeah.
off, Regina?
Yeah.
Good night.
Good night.
Rest well.
Try.
So who's here with this? Who's here with the spirits? I don't want to talk over you.
Ed, would you mind, since you're doing Spirit Box, would it be all right if I just showed the live CCT for a little bit?
Let's see if the spirit knows who that spirit was. Not saying you do. I don't think you're cross country.
That's the app I was referring to. Got it set up here with one of my cameras. I'm hoping we'll get them to go up. I gotta turn my lights off though.
It's in the screen.
Present audio.
Who's that talking? That was me and Boomer D.
I heard that clear too. Who was that talking?
Mm-hmm.
Are you an alien or a spirit?
Next question.
So you don't want to answer that question.
Did you say not so much?
So are you a spirit or are you an alien? Can probably be. Probably what? Be. Question is, are you with me?
Yes, can play now if you want.
So Hunter Trucking said that he's a clown. Is he a clown?
Are you asking me?
Oh no, the spirits. I'm asking the spirits. Is my buddy Ghost Dog a clown?
1 million.
Yeah, 1 million. Is he 1 in a million? What kind of clown do you think he is? It's your move.
I'd say he's 1 in a million.
I'm not gonna talk over you. I'm gonna let you speak.
Here.
I'm already here, and they said it twice. So who's here with us?
Anytime, Haunted.
Iris, do you have a name? Can we get your name?
Are you sure they said Mormon and not Norman?
So, Spirit, are you a Mormon? Same song. It's like a kind of.
Can we have your name, please?
Yeah, give us a name. Why do you want to say, oh boy? Like, is that your way of saying? Is that your way of saying really? I just want to know who we're talking to. That's all. Me too.
Natural language.
Naturally. And you're right. It's naturally. I just naturally want to know who we're talking to, so I can go silent.
Skill. I look through and
I think the spirits are trying to dime me out.
You asked too many.
Well, I'm Jen. What's your name?
Oh, okay.
B. B. BITCH. She ain't old. She's a young bee. Spirit, that hurt. She kicked
How
me
you
in the
know they
leg.
ain't talking about you, Eddie? Maybe they're calling you old.
He is. Did he say he is one? Hey, you ain't allowed here.
So what we thinking?
If you're gonna call me an old bee, tell me your name.
Putting tape.
This is Peter.
Do I have any spirits here who want to play?
So Peter,
Hi, Pastor.
hey, you're more than welcome here, as long as you're not negative.
Oh, I better go then.
Over.
You know when what? When you was younger? When I was younger?
Oh, the thing did.
Do you know how you passed away?
Spirits, do you know everything we do here?
Huh? He said, do you know everything we do here? How about your own? See, I'll be listening to them undertones too.
Where is the bag?
Where's the bag?
Wait, what was that?
It sounded like he said, where's the bag?
Oh.
What bag? Bag of weed? Trash bag?
That bag of boomer, shut the fuck up.
Bag of weed. Yes, where's the bag?
Can you tell us the number of how many people are here?
You know what? Speaking of that, I'm gonna write down a number.
To the back.
11.
I'm gonna show this to the chat.
11.
Spirits, what number am I holding up?
They said ones.
What number is this?
Oh, I must have cut. Did you draw the two sides first, then the bottom line?
Yep.
Okay, I must have saw the two lines first because I saw 11, but you turned the 11 into a 4. Does that count?
Yeah. What number is this, spirits?
No, anyway.
So anyway, what number is this? Tell me what number that is. I bet you can't tell. I bet you can't tell me.
Think golf.
Nothing. It was 10.
Decade is this?
See, I keep hearing Norman. I don't know why.
Dolly heard 10. Christina heard 10. And 28. Why y'all saying 10? Does this really look like a 10 to you, spirits?
Maybe it's your crappy handwriting.
This episode. There's engine.
That's the response to my question earlier.
That could be.
No boomer. No what, Christina? Did I ask a question? If I did, I forgot.
Okay, I got worldly business. Indicate bold pain began. Mark finally easy.
Huh? Okay, I got this. Start world business. Indicate bowl green.
Good night, Corey.
Corey, have a great night. Thank you so much for being here, bro.
It doesn't count. 14.
Spirits, can you say good night to Corey?
It's not a 14. It's a 4. Right?
Right.
Yeah, it's 4, not 14, Christina. When he was drawing out the 4, he drew both vertical lines and then the horizontal line. Right? Yeah. So I saw it incomplete.
And that's why they thought 11.
Yeah. See, if he agrees, you got to agree, Christina. He's the host. The host is always right. She's always out to try to prove me wrong. Always. I'm going to name her my main nemesis.
Collect. Call.
Collect. I wish you guys would start calling collect. I could use the money.
Yeah, but I was just wondering if they were speaking.
It's a drug.
Wonder if they were speaking on that question I asked earlier, because I asked how many spirits do we have here?
Hey, I don't control when I see the visions, Christina, okay?
Right. Don't fill his head with nonsense. I'm not considered.
Boomer, maybe a bag of grain. Does Mark mean anything? Mark. I knew a Mark in high school. We weren't that close. I don't think I have any relatives named Mark.
Hey, spirits, do you have a message for anyone?
Yes, before I let you go, is there a message you'd like to get out?
Oh yeah, that's right, Dolls. My bad. I had it backwards, didn't I? I'd be paying them money if they called me collect.
Told you to stand up straight. She is standing. Spirit. No, I'm joking.
That could happen. What the 10 response was from. They were counting. You could be correct, Jen.
8,000.
$8,000?
David's dad named Mark.
For miles. Is this what you travel? Is this up to how much
I
money?
thought they traveled light years, not miles. Any last messages for me, spirits?
Yeah. Any message for Boomer before we let you go?
Could you convince my spirits here to play with the app? I'd love for Eddie and Jen to witness it.
Where's the line?
He said,
Are
I'm
you
trying to
blonde? Is that what they said? Did they ask if somebody was blonde?
cook.
I used to be blonde, so I got old. My hair started getting dark.
It was sitting up on that right there.
I'm right, Christina. I'm always right. Shut up. Shelly's blonde.
Down.
Where is the line? No, they said, where's the line? Oh, where's the line? Okay. What line? The line between the physical and the paranormal? I still haven't found that one, so I don't know. Is there a line, or do we all just kind of merge together?
Spirits, I'm going to let you go. Thank you for those that did come through or tried to come through.
Please visit.
Please visit.
Please visit. I will someday, but no time soon.
Not today.
You can visit here, but it's gonna be a while before I visit you.
Yeah. Yeah. May the Lord take a liking to us, but not too soon.
That's a very thin line, dolls. Very thin.
He's lazy. Who's lazy?
Did they say lazy? They're probably talking about me.
Oh man, spirits.
That sounded like boring. Well, I'm that too. All right. I'm gonna stop the share so you guys can get on with your.
Have a good night. Thank you so much for being here.
We're actually gonna
Spirits, you also have a great night. God bless you. You cannot stay in the house or you have to pay rent.
Why? Mine don't.
Mine will.
You can't even get them to do damn dishes.
And not no invisible money. Thank you so much. Stay blessed, all right? We'll talk to you again soon. Yes. So that was a little bit of a spirit box session. What I'm going to do is I'm putting Texas link back in. So if y'all get a chance, go over and check out Text Front Porch. I'm going to head over there next as soon as I'm done editing some of this down so I can put some links in here. I want to thank Boomer so much for stopping by.
Cool.
Christina's son, I want to thank you, Christina, Regina,
Mm.
Greg. I also want y'all to make sure you go by and check out Greg if you can. Thank you so much, Greg. If you're still watching, for stopping by, we really appreciate you. And we appreciate you all for being here, Kelly and Lunar Eclipse, aka Mary, Michigander Man, Tiggs, and ANZ, which is New Zealand. Thank you so much, Tiggs, for being here. Shelley Montgomery, thank you so much. And anybody that I missed, I apologize. I don't mean to miss you, but we
Much
do.
love. Keep it real.
But we love you guys. And we also want to thank you guys so much for coming in. And, until next week, come back and see us. Thank you, guys. We love you. Till next time, you guys stay blessed, all right? Good night, everybody.